adding additional services. Hi, I'm Yvan Lacroix with the Detailers Business Academy, where we strive to take you from detailer to entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, we want to give our customers the best service possible. And one of those items is adding more services. But what services, as a detailer, should we be adding? And which ones are profitable? Which ones are just big ticket items but no real profit behind them? And which ones will really satisfy our customers? And that's what you need to discover by yourself, for yourself. But here are a few hints. First of all, let's take a look at your existing menu. What do you offer to your customers? Do you offer everything in detailing? Do you offer ceramic coatings? If you don't, you need to. Are your interiors and exteriors bundled up in a package? Well, actually, they shouldn't be bundled up in a package. They should be separate menu items. Think of it this way. Your pool boy comes over. Does he go in the house and clean the toilets? No. Your maid comes over. Does she go outside and cut the lawn? No. The inside and the outside of the vehicle are two very different worlds and should be treated as such. Interiors should be done by estimate only. And the reason you're doing estimate only for interiors is because interiors can vary widely. You can have two pickup trucks, one that's never left the pavement and the other one that goes off-roading every day. Well, to clean the exterior of those trucks, there might be a 5-minute difference. But those two same trucks, one of them is going to construction sites, getting dirty inside and out, and the other one is just a daily driver, goes back and forth to work, has one person sitting in it. Well, cleaning the interior of those two trucks is going to be a vast difference. So we need to improve your menu to make interior detailing have a couple different upsells. One of those upsells is interior protection. Now, we always talk about ceramic coatings for the outside, but what about ceramic coatings for the inside? There are ceramic coatings for leather and for cloth, and you can sell both of those to your customers. Now, another thing you can do while you're cleaning your tissues, while you're cleaning your seats, while you're cleaning your carpets, you can add protection at the same time. There are cleaners out there that are cleaners and protectants in one. And by doing so, you're already applying the protectant when you're applying the cleaner. Now it's up to you to sell that protection to your customer. And it's very easy to do. Talk to your customer, you say, look, we're doing your interior for $250. For $50 more, we can provide protection. Now, you're already doing it. It's not going to cost you a penny more. It's not going to cost you any more time because you're already putting that protection in your fabric cleaner. But your customer now has the luxury to pay you for doing the job. So that's a very easy upsell. Another easy upsell, and one that benefits a lot of customers, is windshield coatings. You need to offer windshield coatings. And once a customer has a windshield coating, they'll never drive without one. Every time I rent a car, I get some cheap spray wax and put it on the windshield just in case it rains, because I'm used to having something on the windshield. And when you go to bare glass, ooh, not a fun situation. Another service that a lot of detailers do, and I feel everyone should do, is paint touch-up. I'm not talking about bumper repair and things like that, but just those annoying little rock chips. By fixing those annoying little rock chips, you add to your bottom line. It's not an expensive service to offer, and it's one that customers appreciate. Now, when you're doing stone chips, don't try to go for perfection. And that's where a lot of detailers lose it. They try to fill it perfectly and then sand it smooth and make it completely disappear. It's not the case. It's a touch-up. It is there to protect the paint or this metal underneath it from rusting. And when you're doing touch-ups, you don't want to put so much paint that it creates a bubble on top of the surface. Then it'll be even more visible than the chip itself. What you want to do is just have a little bit of color in that chip. You don't have to make it level, you don't have to make it perfect, but by having it just slightly below the surface, it then disappears to the eye. And paint touch-ups were a big part of my business because it's something that customers really like. And if you're doing dealership work, again, that's something they really like. There's a lot of very good systems out there. Do a bit of investigation and you'll find one that fits your needs. Another service is windshield repair. Now, every jurisdiction, every state, province has a different way of looking at glass repair when it comes to insurance. So find out what's going on in your state. And if the insurance companies pay easily and willingly and frequently for windshield repair, might be a service you want to offer. But before investing in a windshield repair kit, take a look at your customer base. Do a little survey. Find out, first of all, how many cars are you getting a year? If you're only doing 1 car a day, it's probably not worth it. If you're doing 20 cars a day, it's probably worth it. And if you are doing those 20 cars a day, for a month, just take a note of the windshields. How many could use a repair? And if you see that you've got a potential for 100 repairs a month, well, by all means, go out and buy a kit. Even if you have the potential for 10 repairs a month, go out and buy a kit. If you're only going to be doing 1 a month, no. Another option that is very popular is paint protection film. Now, paint protection film has a lot of attractions. First of all, it goes hand in hand with detailing. PPF is a great service. It's something that is in demand by customers. But, and there's a big but with this one, the issue with paint protection film is unless you're doing it every day, you'll never really be efficient at it and you'll never really be good at it. Now, yes, you can be good, but you're going to be slow. Or you're going to be bad, you're going to be fast. But you don't want that latter option. People that install paint protection film professionally do so for 40 hours a week. They do it well, and they can do it profitably. But if you're just going to be doing 1 or 2 cars a week, you'll never get up to speed. Sure, you'll do good installs, but will you be profitable doing it? You know, if you look at the numbers of it, let's say a front end in your area, a full front, goes for $1,500. Well, that full front for $1,500, you've got materials there. And when you're not doing it every day and you require a bit of practice, it's going to take you a lot of time. For that same $1,500, you could ceramic coat the car. And the ceramic coating is going to cost you a lot less. Now, it doesn't provide the same protection. They're not in the same boat. I'm just giving you a monetary example, 1-to-1. That being said, there's another way of adding paint protection film to your offerings, and that's get a good subcontractor. Now, a good subcontractor is one that is reliable, is one that knows that you need to make a bit of money as well, not as much as they are, but you're still going to make some, and wants to provide good quality for you. In my shops, I've taken trainings. I know how to install PPF. I don't want to install PPF. It's too much like work. The other thing is, I'll never be good at it. It's not something that I have sat down and practiced for 3 months. It's not something that I've taken the time to do every day. And unless you're doing it every day, you're never really going to be on top of it. So, by hiring a professional that's all they do, you can take 20% of the ticket and satisfy your customers at the same time while making a profit and helping another local business. And by having a good sub, they more than likely don't do much detailing. If they're a good PPF installer, they probably don't do any detailing. So if that's the case, you can work together. Now, another upsell that is very popular and should be looked at, but again, maybe not something you want to do yourself, is PDR. Paintless dent removal. Most cars have a dent on them. You just need to look for it. Some of them come from the factory with a dent. Nonetheless, offering PDR to your customers is a great moneymaker and something that satisfies your customers. And the more services you can provide under one roof, the better it is. But that doesn't mean you need to provide them yourself. You don't need to offer everything. You don't need to be able to do everything, but you need to be able to satisfy your customer. So if you have a customer that says, hey, do you do PDR? Yes, we can do PDR. Let me schedule something for you. And that's where you have, again, a good sub, like PPF. PDR, like PPF, requires a very distinct skill set. And to work that skill set, you need to do it often. You need to do it regularly. Once again, PDR might be great to have a sub. Now, another service that customers overlook and a lot of detailers overlook is leather repair. And leather repair is actually quite simple. There are a lot of really good kits on the market that you can look at doing leather repair. You know, that bolster that doesn't look so fresh anymore. You clean it, and it still looks like crap. Well, you can resurface the leather quite simply and quite easily. And it's something that can be done in a mobile setting as well as a shop setting. And the kits are economical, they're easy to use, and require minimal training. So it's something you want to look at. Now, other options, light installations. If you're in an area with trucks, if you're in an area that has a lot of Jeeps, off-roading, those LED lights, learn how to install them. They're easy to do. And your customers, Not everyone has the tools, not everybody has the time, and not everybody has the knowledge to do it. So if you learn how to install certain key accessories, now you don't want to become an accessory shop, or if you do, go right ahead. But as a detailer, carrying an inventory of accessories may not be the wisest choice in terms of ROI. But if you can install them and the customer provides them, or you can order them in, make a small profit on them, and install them. So installing accessories is a nice little add-on. And it's not something you're going to do every day, but if you have a basic toolkit, you can do it, and you can offer that to your customers. Another thing you can offer to your customers is ceramic coating for tires. Yes. Now there are ceramic coatings for tires that will actually work, that actually last about a year. If your customer really likes those glazed donuts, shiny tires, well, a coating may not be for them. If your customers like easy to clean, easy to maintain, and good looking, well then a tire coating might be a good little upsell for you. And you don't have to do it exclusively with a ceramic coating package. It can be a standalone item. Another thing that was standalone item in our shops, and that a lot of detailers do naturally, is wheelbarrow cleaning. Now yes, when we would hose the car down or rinse the car down with a pressure washer, we get in there with a pressure washer and knock off as much as we could. But getting in there with brushes or taking the wheels off, no. Your customers don't see past the face of the wheel. So if you want an upsell, make wheelbarrow cleaning an upsell. And you'll see, unfortunately, just how unpopular it is actually. Customers really don't care about wheel cleaning. But what that will do is, if you offer it as an option, the customer that actually wants it can pay for it. But those customers that will never notice their wheelbarrows, never notice that they're clean, then why are you doing them? You're doing something that the customer doesn't need. You're doing something the customer doesn't want, and you're doing something that's taking your precious time. So if you make it optional, again, your customers will take the option if they want to. In the same vein as paint protection film, we have window tint. Window tint, once again, requires a certain skill set. And if you can install PPF, it doesn't mean you can install window tint, and vice versa. They're actually two very different materials. Learning how to install window tint requires classes, requires experience, requires time, and you'll eventually get that piece of dust or that hair under the tint and have to start over again. And when you pull that piece of tint off, well, it's going in the garbage. So you want to make sure that you're doing it right. So again, a subcontractor for doing window tint might be a good option, but you do want to offer it to your customers, especially if you're dealing with a lot of ceramic coating customers. So the ceramic coating customer is normally one that is bringing a brand new car to you. And when they're bringing the brand new car, that's when you want to offer paint protection film. That's when you want to offer window tinting, even the accessories. Make it a package deal. Don't make your customer go from one shop to another shop to another shop. If you offer everything in your shop, and you don't have to do everything, you just need to offer everything, you become a one-stop shop. You become the toy shop. You become the place they want to go. You become the reference in your area for anything to do with cars. Now, for those of us in a northern climate, rust proofing. Now, rust proofing is something that can be a very lucrative business, but combining spraying oil in the air with a detailing shop may not be the wisest thing to do. That being said, if you have the capacity to have a closed off booth to do your rust proofing, then it can be a very good option. Something to look at, something to consider. Another thing in our shops that was very popular is spray-in bed liners. Now, we weren't using the heated 2-barrel expensive systems. We used a system that was quite simple to use, had a gun that just hooked up to the compressor, and we were able to spray it in. It's something that, with us dealing with dealerships, they loved, because they knew that even if they ordered the truck without the bed liner, that they could have a bed liner installed easily, simply, and quickly. The product that we used, and I've used it for years, and it's even covering my bus, is SEM Protex. Now, SEM Protex is an easy to install bed liner that, for me, has worked out. But there are a lot of other spray and bed liner options that you can look at, so do some investigation and find the one that works well for you. Now, this has been a short list, and there are a lot of other things you can add to a detailing business for your customers. What's your suggestion for an add-on service for a detailing business? Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, please leave them below. I'm always happy to answer. And remember, you can subscribe, hit that notification bell, and even share these videos.